guys, Jeff back again. Been a while. Just been insanely busy. Got about a bin's worth of vinyl to get through. So I think I'm just gonna try to jump right in and get at it. Probably not gonna spend a lot of time on stuff today because there's just a lot of stuff to get through. Actually, oh, the box is empty, but yeah, this is the newest purchase I got. 90 Day Men out of Chicago. If you're a fan of like Unwound, Hoover, in that ballpark, so it's that math rock, little emos, little mix of both. Excellent. I've been streaming this for a while. I saw this for I think I got it for like $60. Normal price is over 100. It's really weird for a really obscure band. So I was kind of eyeing it. I was kind of waiting for it to go half price. It got close enough to the point I just bought it. Comes with 5 discs, so they're complete discography, plus a book, because it's numero. They make really awesome box sets. Only 2 discs so far I've listened to fully, other than the stuff I've streamed, but very much in my wheelhouse. So far, I'm leaning towards a 5, but we'll see how the rest of the discs go. The first 2 are excellent. So, 90 Day Men, numero. But yeah, that's the only one I'm probably showing today. I've only listened to like maybe once. I'm still working through it. There's another numero box I picked up over the holidays when it was like half price. Current, because it says current on both sides. Another kind of early emo group. This one's a 3 disc, and same deal. It comes with the book. So again, it's kind of that early emo sound. Where are these guys from? So it has 3 LPs. Yeah, so they had splits with Indian Summer and Chino Horde, if you're familiar with either of those. Again, if you're like into kind of that early DC emo sound / Unwound, it's in that ballpark. This one, it sounds a lot more like the more hardcore-y early Unwound of pre-Sarah Lund. So doesn't have that math rocky kind of thing going on that 90 Day Men does, but it's still pretty good. This one I'm probably not as high on, but I think I might be like $25 on this one. 4.5. Definitely, I've been listening to it off and on. It's not as memorable as some of the other numero stuff I picked up, but it is still pretty solid. And I'm slowly but surely picking up all these numero reissues because they're just freaking awesome. This one was a twofer I picked up on Bandcamp, and I don't know if it's still on sale. They had this on sale, Quietus 3 and Quietus 4. I think right now it's up to Quietus like 7 or 8. So it's a little droney, a little bit psych. It's kind of in that in between drone and psych is where I'd put it. Some instrumental stuff, some vocal stuff. Pretty strong. I think, judging from their Discogs, maybe their first couple of releases weren't so great, and then they kind of caught their stride around 3 and 4. 4 I've listened to a little bit more than 3, but both excellent. If you can get the deals, like both for $10, like, it's very much worth it. I'm about 4.5 on Quietus 4, and I'm about a 4 on Quietus 3. If that makes sense. But yeah, it's kind of partially drone, partially psych. It's not quite into either wheelhouse. It's kind of in between, but it's very, very good. Enjoying that, especially 4, but they're both good. I picked up an insane amount here. Don't go too much into this one. Kingsmen, Greatest Hits. It was kind of contemporary with the point where they were actually releasing all their stuff. So there is a Beatles cover in here, but otherwise this could be a one and done. Yeah, Hard Day's Night. I was double checking. I thought it was Hard Day's Night. Yeah, so they did like an I think it's instrumental actually, Hard Day's Night, but everything else is their own hits, or things they were actually famous for. Yeah, the Hard Day Night kind of disappeared into obscurity in later comps or whatever. Um, but yeah, that one could be a one and done. I have one other. I like Kingsman 2, and I'll probably keep that one. Another really good one, Circus Lupus. This one's I have to listen to a little bit more, but anything on this LG level is excellent. Yeah, most of their stuff is that kind of early emo, math rocky kind of stuff. So if you're familiar with Circus Lupus's other material, this is like early stuff. I don't know if it was a demo. I forget the story. I wish they put a pamphlet or something in here. I don't think they did. Kind of explaining what it came from, but I know I read it in the past. Yeah, if you know Circus Lupus, yeah, if you like Nations of Ulysses, the more experimental DC stuff, yeah, this will be in your wheelhouse. This is up there with their other full length, with the one with the Devo looking cover, the red cover. Now I like that one. I don't know. They're both equally good, I'd say. It's just at least a 4.5. It might be leaning towards a 5. It's excellent. Circus Lupus. I think it's self-titled. LG1 is the LG Records released one. Yeah, cheap pickup. Supergirls. Probably remember this. I think it was on TV a lot when I was a kid. Just found that the thrift for like $3-4. Pretty good one. A lot of the like the girl rockers and some soul. But probably wouldn't stick it out, but yeah, if you can get it for like $5 ish, it's worth it. This one is Watery Graves. Shoot, I forgot how I got here. It's like it was so. Oh, I know. Adrian Orange, drummer, from Adrian Orange and her band. Yeah, it's a drummer. It's kind of jazzy, more experimental rock. But it leans a little more on the jazzy side of things. Excellent. This was new old stock. This came out about 10 years ago, I want to say. Yeah. Oh, 20 years ago? Okay, sorry. 20 years ago. I still found new stock. This was unopened when I found it. I think I paid, yeah, $10, $9, yeah. Caracas is the title. Beautiful, like etched cover. So yeah, it was a pretty good one. Again, 4.5. That's a really solid one. Water Graves of Portland, Caracas. Not for everyone, but yeah, a lot of my viewers would probably like that one. More stuff. A lot of obscure stuff in this. I think this was a James Buttery recommendation or something. I finally found a cheap copy. I've been kind of watching this because this is a pretty obscure one. And I finally found it, one of the reissues, and it shipped to the U.S. cheap. Ictus by Zetazo. Oh, I have to read that. Bastachian and Furaglio. So jazz, but very psych electronic tinged, like 70s. This is 74. So Italian. This is a really good album. It's worth looking for. And I think he has like one other album I want to check out at some point, but I'm running out of room. So I'm in the middle of a big purge in the back. You can maybe see a little bit of that happening, but yeah, highly recommend this one. I was leaning towards a 5, but highly recommend it. I don't know if it was released as Ictus or under Centazzo, whatever his name is. But I think if you looked up Ictus, you'll find it. But yeah, I think in the repress they only did like 500 worldwide, according to this sticker. So, and the originals go for insane money. Good luck with that one. This was something like Sean had mentioned to me. Corsano, and then this has Marana and Young's, Richard Young's. So I just picked up some other Richard Young stuff. So, this is classified jazz, but it leans heavily into the drone territory. Still pretty solid album here. I don't know. I'm right now I'm around a 4 on this one, but it might go up with subsequent listens. But I'm pretty happy with this purchase. Again, I think it's Italian, something like that. Oh, Brussels or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's a European pressing. I was kind of hunting down some of his other stuff, and I found this one at a reasonable price. And again, shipped to the U.S. with all these damn tariffs. So I got a decent price on it. It's, yeah, new again. I think it came out. This is 2019. But yeah, so you can still get new stock of this floating around. Another great one, Mary Timony. I know she's DC based now, so I don't know. She kind of floats between Boston and DC. I know her from Octave originally, or Autoclave rather, and then Helium. And I think she's more famous for the Helium stuff, and then she spun off solo and XX, the XX, whatever that is. But yeah, this is her first solo album. This is the new expanded 2-disc version. New, I think it came out like a couple years ago. Again, I found new stock. So I don't know. It's one of those ones I was kind of price watching. Somebody listed a bunch of Mary Timony new cheap, and I jumped on it, and this is one of them. Very happy with this one. Highly recommend it. You know, singer-songwriter stuff. Yeah, most people in the BC would probably like this on Matador. Yeah, I know you can definitely get it on Amazon, but I found it actually a lot cheaper on Discogs. But in new old stock, I guess. But yeah, highly recommend that one. It's a 5 all day long. Keep going. I got a big stack. All right. Found not my favorite magazine, but it. Probably my 3rd or 4th favorite one. You know, always love magazines. So Howard Devoto from Buzzcocks. So this is a promo copy, really clean. Found it at Antique Mall marked for it was like $7 or $8. I jumped on it. Usually when I see these are in that $30-$40 range. So really clean copy, and it's a gold stamp promo. So jumped all over that. I believe that's the U.S. press, if anyone cares. But yeah, old, no one cares. Also found this at the same place at a reasonable price. I think I'm purging all my other Mott the Hoople. I think this is the only one I really need. There are not many, if any, duds on this album, whereas I can't say the same thing for the other albums. This is the one that has a lot of kind of Bowie stuff on there, and Mick Ronson. So yes, awesome. Highly recommend it if you don't know it. So that kind of power poppy stuff, I think that shows up in the VC a lot. This was a Steve recommendation. Probably not the one he showed, but again, I found a good price on it and I jumped on it. Tomoyuki Trio, Mars. I think they have 2 albums. This is the older one, so I found a really clean original album. UK press, I want to say, and then yeah, of course, out of Japan. So this one kind of skirts between Psych and Doom. It's kind of halfway in between those two, if that makes sense. Yeah, again, really good album. For me, it's like a 4.5, kind of doomy Psych. So enjoy that one a lot. Can't remember. I want to say there's lyrics, but I can't remember if they're English or Japanese. I think this was the only like big disappointment in the whole bunch. Numero. This was a exclusive record store day release. Giant Henry, Big Baby. So this was the proto Unwound band. It's most of the members of Unwound right before Unwound. This is still really rough. I'm not sure if this appears on that first Unwound box set, because I never bought the first box set, because I already had a lot of that material. But yeah, so I believe it has like, there's different covers, so don't get fooled by that. So there's like, every member of the band got a different cover, and these are all like hand screened. So the artwork's really cool, but yeah, I'm a huge on one of them, but I'm only about a 2.5 on this. I'll probably keep it in my collection just because I'm a huge Unwound fan, and it's like, this is pretty obscure. But yeah, I would not recommend unless you're a real hardcore fan, and even that, I'm like having a hard time keeping that one in the collection. Just, yeah, it's like sort of emo, but pretty rough high school stuff. Yeah, again, this is part of that Mary Timony order I did. Helium, this is the repress that adds a second album. So it's got Magic City on one disc and No Guitars on another disc. So I think most people seem to, I don't know, because I never had Helium when I, like, back when they were active other than like on comps. When I looked into it, Magic City was the one that most people recommended, so I kind of jumped on this when I saw it at a good price with the other Mary Timony. So I think I only paid like 35, 40 for both shipped. It was ridiculous, and they're sealed. So I was really happy to get that deal. Again, that's a 5 all day long. Really good albums, especially the No Magic City. I was gonna say No Magic, but yeah, highly recommend that one. 90s rock, you know, that kind of. I don't want to say like it's in that Smashing Pumpkin kind of vein. I don't want to say that, but it kind of is. But I'm not a big Smashing Pumpkins fan though, but I really do like this. So is that it definitely got a little bit of that 90s sound, but this Helium's kind of aged a lot better than a lot of the bands, in my opinion, of that era. Let's see. Keep going. So this is the same pressing that Sean had. I know Sean's going to ask me what color it is, because this is his favorite album, so this is one of the only ones I'm going to show. So this is the creamsicle or whatever icing version. So same as you, Sean, because I know you're going to ask. And it's got the hype sticker that is permanently affixed. Odd. So the original artwork for this was a bit controversial, as you'll see if you ever look it up. But yeah, Sean swears this is the best noise rock I've ever made, but I'm a little partial to Cherub's. I think it was their second album, Heroin Man, but yeah, this is definitely up there. It's really good noise rocker. It's an essential, and yeah, if you can get this at a good price, these seem to be. They were very hard to get on vinyl before, but they seem to be pressing a lot of these, and they're touring a lot now. So really good live if you get a chance. I caught them last summer, I want to say, or last fall. I didn't fall, but anyway, yeah, they were really good. They were touring with Unwound actually. But yeah, a really good noise rocker there. That's a 4.5 for me. Sorry, Sean. Yeah, another one I know Sean's not a fan of, but I am. Chicone Youth, Whitey Owl, Sonic Youth, doing experimental, like, what do you call it, you know, beatboxing or whatever. It's one of their more experimental out there albums. I'm personally, I was always a fan of this one, so I love it, but maybe not for every Sonic Youth fan, especially if you're a fan of their later stuff. Yeah, for me, that's a pretty solid 4.5. Yeah, I don't need to show that one, but yeah, Sly Zone, Greatest Hits, that might be a one and done for me, though I do kind of want that, the one with the flag on it, but every time I picked it up, it's been trashed, and I end up returning it. Yeah, Jawbreaker, Dear You, this is the single disc version. I don't know, I think, my favorite Jawbreaker maybe like Bivouac, or, what's the one right before Bivouac? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, this one's still pretty good. They get a little more refined, maybe. Don't listen to this one as much, but yeah, I do really like it. So yeah, pick that up while the getting was good, because I think those pressings are running low now. So if you've been procrastinating, still kind of debating if I want Unfun, but I think that was a little too pop punk for me. I like the more emo, harder edge stuff. Now this one, Gabriel's, so I know Andrew's a big fan of this one. So kind of experimental, I don't know how you would describe it, soul R&B, but a little more experimentally. Pretty interesting EP, British. Yeah, I got this is one I was kind of I came to it from some TV show or something. I want to say, oh, you know what? I think it was that remake of was it Day of the Jackal, Night of the Jackal, whatever they're calling the TV show. But yeah, the original movie. I'm always a fan of that one. But yeah, the TV shows are actually really good. But yeah, so UK kind of experimental Northern Soul. Let's just call it that. But pretty interesting. Yeah, some of the prices go for a lot now because you have to pay all the import BS. But yeah, I found a local copy that was reasonable. So and I'm liking this one. Pretty solid for. Some of the tracks are better than the others. But I think it's only like a 4-song doohickey. Yeah, finally got a clean copy of Kill City original green vinyl. Don't need to show that. You've seen it a million times. I always had this on CD as a double. Stupidly sold it. So I rebought that. I have I got it right on also. Yep. So this one shows up on the PC every once in a while. Definitely worth picking up. This is a double disc. It's kind of like an extra bonus disc with like outtakes. So got 4 sides, 2 discs. So highly recommend this one. Soul jazz, Dorothy Ashby. I like so harp-based soul jazz. But yeah, it's pretty out there. A little psych tinged, obviously, with the Afro thing going on. But yes, really solid release. Highly recommend it. I have one of her other ones that I got in Japan, but long time ago. But now her stuff goes crazy money for the original, so highly recommend that one. That's 4.5 all day long. Yeah, some of this stuff I really can't remember if I showed or not. I'm trying to show them kind of so they make sense here. This one's I can't remember if I showed this last time, but I still got a big stack here. This is the Hat City Initiative, A Trick for Decay. So I guess I'm pretty sure the Hat City Initiative is the actual band name. Yep. And then yeah, what kind of caught my attention here was that Thurston Moore was doing guitar on here, so I was like, okay, that's got to be pretty experimental jazz, and it is. So free jazz, but it's still fairly accessible as I recall. Yeah, it's a hubcap on the cover. It's kind of cool. But Rolls-Royce hubcap actually. But yeah, I don't know if I'd go out of my way to seek this out, but it's pretty good. Solid 4 there. So yeah, that was kind of a blind buy. Just saw Thurston and decided to jump on it. This was a recommendation from Steve, and I did really like it. That is Agit Pop, Feast of the Sunfish, it looks like. That is a really bad color for the cover. Again, kind of that post-punk stuff here. Yeah, really like that one, but yeah, maybe it's a little forgettable, but yeah, I got it at a decent price before Steve drove the price up. Steve has a habit of doing that sometimes. But yeah, I enjoyed this one, and yeah, I don't think I paid a lot for it, so that was a great pickup. Agit Pop, at least a 4, maybe 4.5. Now this one I really like. This is a local band. They only had like 2 full lengths or mostly lengths. I think they have a 7-inch, but the band out of I've been buying a lot of the old emo stuff out of Annapolis lately, because that's where I grew up. And so my first exposure to emo was in that Annapolis scene, which kind of bled into the DC scene later. So in a way, Annapolis kind of created emo, from what I am understanding, and more I'm digging into it. But I picked up 2 Assassins. This not so much. Assassins are not as much on the emo side as they're a noise rock band. I would say. So I picked up both of their albums. I got a good price on both. So this is one of those ones I didn't want to show people until after I bought them. But I sniped them off of I think eBay for like about $10 each. But yeah, I think normally they go for about $50 ish. So but yeah, they were obscure enough that if you set it on alert, you can probably snipe them. So Assassins, Crash is a 10-inch. I think this is the slightly stronger album of the two. And then yeah, Solar Lottery. But they're both really solid releases. I'd go about 4.5 on both. They're really good noise rockers from the early to mid 90s. This is probably my favorite out of the whole pile. So if you're still with me, Charisma and Chinese Takeout, I think it's called Chinese Restaurant. Italian. This album I would classify more in the punk end of things, but they did morph into like a synth pop band. I think even by their second release. This one is a lot punkier. It does have some synths. Big blockhead synths, But this is a little more punkier. But yeah, they changed their spelling, I want to say, by their second or third album. I think they spell it with a K instead of a C now. And then, yeah, they morphed into like this Italian synth pop thing. I listened to some of it. It was decent synth pop, but it wasn't unique enough that I'd seek it out. But this album is highly recommended. That's a 5.5. Charisma, Chinese Restaurant. I've been playing this a lot. I picked this up probably November, December, and then yeah, it's a gatefold, and so a certain somebody doesn't bitch about it. There's a gatefold. But I want to say it's just black vinyl, nothing special there. But again, I think it's an import, maybe Italian. Yeah, Italian through Polydor. So yeah, it was kind of hard to find a decently priced copy, I want to say, but that's highly worth seeking out. Charisma Chinese Restaurant. I think that was something I came across when I was getting kind of deep into Spotify. I didn't know I showed this a long time ago. I think I put this back in the pile just because I wanted to say, like, this is probably my pick for 2024. So Stir Up picks up the thread, kind of free jazzy, but more accessible. It leans into like kind of that UK sound a little bit, as I recall. It's been a little while since I listened to it, but yeah, highly recommend this one if you can still pick it up. Stir Up. I might try to seek out some of their other releases, but I think they're mostly CD. I still got more. Another Numero pickup when they were doing their big holiday sale. Just re-listened to this today, actually. Barbara Stant, My Mind Holds On to Yesterday. So it's a comp. Don't think she ever had any full-length albums, only like maybe 7 inches. She's out of Virginia, which is I think why I picked it up. So she's out of Norfolk, near Virginia Beach. So yeah, I don't know. There's not really anything that really stand out on this, but it is a pretty solid release. So I wouldn't go out of your way for it, but I'd still probably be about a 4 on it. Yeah, it's good, but it's not like nothing really outstanding. It's like, holy crap, how can I can't live without that album. This is not that album, but it's a really solid album regardless. So if you're into soul and you need and you want something a little that you don't have, this is a good one. Barbara Stant, you can probably pick it up cheap. If they still have copies, who knows, maybe you can get it on the next half price sale. I think I showed this one before. This one I don't think I showed. So, Japanese psych band, Gedo, G-E-D-O. I had their first album, which I want to say is like a self-titled, it's kind of like printed on like a cardstock almost. Yeah, this one's like, I think it's like Live in Japan or something. In Sounds of Hawaii Studios. Okay, so it's not live, it's recorded in Japan, Hawaii. Yeah, so Gedo. I don't like this one as much. I might eventually purchase, but I do like their other self-titled one a bit better. Yeah, it's more of that blues rocky psych. It leans more into the blues rock kind of end of it. Yeah, still a pretty solid release. I was shocked to find a Japanese pressing of this when I was just digging in the middle of nowhere. And it's like the one Japanese album they had in their entire record shop, and I was like, holy crap! I've been looking for this for years in Japan. But yeah, it's I don't know. I'd still give it a pretty solid 4. I wouldn't go out of your way for that particular release, but if you like that Japanese blues rock stuff and you want to be a completionist, yeah. Yeah, it's a Can Mago Tago. Again, you know, I don't want to talk about that one. That's a 5 all day long. Another one I got really clean vinyl on, Hot Rats. Don't need to talk about that one. That's a 5 all day long. Getting to the end of the stack. Terry Riley. This shows up in the VC a lot. Yeah, green tag just means it needs to clean it. It's filthy. Yeah, don't need to talk too much about this one. This got the cover of Bang Bang on it, obviously, Season of the Witch. Pretty solid, kind of pops-like. And yeah, also same place I picked up Concrete Blonde, whatever this title is called. Is this just self-titled? I think this one's just self-titled. So this it's pretty solid. Sometimes I just like Concrete Blonde. I don't know. This is the one that's got Still in Hollywood on it. I think that was the really big one off this one. I don't think there was any other really big hits off that one, but it's still pretty solid. This was a Homestead Records purchase. I purchased it with something else. I can't remember right. I know this was showing up in the VC, and it was on Homestead, so I bought it. But again, I'd only be about a 4 on this guy. I wouldn't really go out of my way for it, but. Put it on your want list. That's kind of what I did. It was on my want list. It popped up along with another album I actually was looking for, so I just kind of added it on. Even though it's on Homestead, it can get. This is a cheapie. I'm only about a 4 on it, but yeah, it's got that Homestead alt rock, yeah, college rock sound, whatever. Actually, I think that's all the LPs. I had some 7-inches, so I'm not gonna bother with those. Yeah, so Sean sent me this, so thank you, Sean. What was it, in and out, or in out in Sonic Youth. So these are some of like kind of a outakey, more experimental stuff that they did with Jim O'Rourke in their later years. I don't know. I was kind of eyeing this one for a while. I guess it was showing up a lot on the VC. So yeah. So thank you, Sean. Yeah, I don't know. I'm honestly about a 4 on this one. I enjoy it, but it doesn't quite live up to the earlier stuff. Yeah, I like them when they're really down dirty and experimental. But it is still quite good. This one actually I really like. So this is one of the ones they were out of Richmond, Virginia, so that's kind of why I targeted it. So it does have a vinyl release. Maybe someday I'll upgrade to the vinyl. It just goes for more money than I wanted to put into a comp. So it's the very best of Men's Recovery Project. I might pick up some. They have a bunch of 7-inches. I might buy some of the 7-inches actually. But yeah, so very experimental. Yeah, post-hardcore, whatever, band out of Richmond. So I want to say it's like a couple of the guys out of like maybe Hose Got Cable. I prefer Hose Got Cable to these guys, but they're still quite good. But these guys are definitely a little bit more out there and spastic. They're hard to describe. It's avant-garde and whatever. Men's Recovery Project. I'm about 4.5 on this guy actually. It's really good, but it's not something you put on for background music. This is active listening. This was like a thrift store sign, leaving Miles Davis behind. This is one of his last albums. It could be his last album. I don't know. 89. Amandala, I guess. Yeah. Was this before? Maybe this is where the Star Wars name came from. I don't know. Princess Amidala. But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty pale compared to his later stuff or early stuff, I'd say. But still pretty solid. Just very. I want to say it's like synth heavy or something. It's not one I'm gonna pop on a lot. Yeah, this is one of those bands. Like I think I even saw them years ago. I use band very loosely here. This is Noise. It's out of Japan. I forget what the CCC actually means, but the amplified crystal. I think it was originally a tape release. I got a reissue, and I don't know. I found a cheap price on this one. It's mixed by Albe, who's another. Actually, I like Albe better. Albe is another noise artist. He does a lot of like kind of water-based sounds, but yeah. So this is just like feedback, more or less. But yeah, for me, it can be, this one can be background music depending on your temperament. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I felt I needed something by them in my collection, so I maybe had some other shorter stuff. But yeah, it's interesting, but definitely pretty far out there even for BC stuff. CCCC, and then yeah, unfortunately, I believe their drummer vocalist died like about a week or so ago. Picked this up like a month or two back at a thrift find. Low, the curtain hits the cast. Low was one of those bands that was always kind of on my radar, but I never really actually bought anything by them. So they would fall into like they show up in the VC a lot lately. Slowcore basically. Yeah, it's a pretty solid release here. A really solid 4. I did find myself listening to this quite a bit. It does make for good working music in the background. It's not offensive in any way. But yeah, it's pretty solid slowcore. And with that, I am not going to go dig up my 7 inches. I'm just going to cut it here because it is getting ridiculously long. Hopefully I'm going to get some more videos out soon. Was meaning to do a couple of the vinyl tags that have been out lately, but it's just insane lately just trying to get anything done. I'm either quite exhausted with everything going on, or just life with between work and home, and then my schedule changed. Back more to the 9 to 5, but it's like a lot of time running over. Yeah, it's a mess right now. But and then doing a lot of volunteer work and helping out the kid, and yeah, it's a mess. Yeah, so yep, take care, guys. I'm gonna continue on the purge in the back and reorg. Trying to get rid of some stuff I just don't listen to because I'm spending a lot of time doing work at home now, so it's giving me an actual chance to actually listen to my collection. So it's like, yeah, it's giving me a lot of opportunity to kind of purge stuff. But with as much stuff I've been buying lately, I do need to kind of get rid of some stuff. Probably will be slowing down in the summer like I did last year because I just don't want warped records, and then or just be buying in person a lot more because if it's as hot as it was last year, it's like I don't want to warp records. Maybe more CDs. But yeah, take care, guys. Yeah, hopefully I'll be doing some more vids. Yeah, catch you around.